Hi! How are
Okay.
you today,
That
everyone?
was quite aggressive. Hello, everybody.
Oh, no, not that one.
Not
There
that
we
one.
go. There we go. I got it all figured out on my
Oh,
end there.
perfect. It is
Yes.
5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful, fantastic day. Raven
Wonderful,
has come to say hello.
fantastically, wonderful, fantastic day.
It was good.
I hope everybody's hyped for this episode, as I am.
Oh, we got the notification. There we go. Stop it.
No.
Everything's going crazy. All right, so this is like more so your topic for Assassin's Creed. So I will pass the torch over to you to start this off.
So, like Assassin's Creed, right? One of my favorite subjects, or rather franchises, other than Star Wars, I'd have to say. Just from the story on, right? After the Varagorn with the rate of 5. I'm sorry to interrupt the
Hey,
podcast, but ayo, welcome in everybody. We're doing the podcast episode 3. Today's topic is Assassin's Creed. So as I was saying, it is my favorite franchise, of course, besides Star Wars. I love the story behind it, and as I'm playing through the first one, for the first time all the way through on my YouTube, it's been wild, bro. It has been wild. Have you? I guess we'll start off with that. Is like, have you? Where did your Assassin's Creed journey start?
oh, the first one. I remember when the
First
first one
one.
came out, and I got it from the stores. I wasn't allowed to play it at the time, because I was
Mate
but a
Atu?
youngin. Um, but yeah, I got it, and it was fantastic. It was for me looking back, it's not as good. Uh, but that's comparing to
Back. What up,
Assassin's Creed
Don?
2.
Nothing much there. We're just doing podcast, talking about Assassin's Creed. Um, it's interesting because, as I'd mentioned prior, this is the first time I've ever played Assassin's Creed 1. I'd played a couple of bits and pieces over at my cousin's on the OG PS3, but
Okay.
I had originally, like, wholeheartedly played Assassin's Creed on my own on Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh,
Yeah, I was a late bloomer, but I
very late.
still got love for the series.
Have you played every single one, or did you kind of like play the third one and now you're playing the first one and kind of like played the newer ones as well?
Right. Yeah. So the ones that I've played as it stands are Assassin's Creed Revelations, Assassin's Creed
Did you?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, because I had Revelations because I thought that was the second one. Unbeknownst to me, is the second one
And
for
it's literally two of the second one.
so I messed that one up. I didn't complete the game, I don't think, on Revelations. So the only games I've completed through and through, I think, are Black Flag, uh, and 3. I think I That's a lie. I finished Origins and Odyssey as well.
Okay.
Other
See,
than that, though,
Odyssey, I couldn't get into.
really,
For me, I love Greek mythology, and I feel like they really butchered it in Odyssey.
you're
I
not wrong. You're not wrong.
They really did not make the character likable. Um, Hated the character. I don't know if it was just maybe I should try the game over and play the girl character because her voice acting seemed a lot better
Yeah, that I was
than
literally about to say that because I had tried Alexios after I beat it the first time. I
Mhm.
deleted that save and went back to Cassandra, bro, because I
It
there
was
was no
painful.
way in hell. I don't
It
know
was
who the
so
hell they
painful
hired.
hearing him.
It was yeah. Credits to the voice actor. It was just
Oh
not your
yeah,
role,
it,
unfortunately.
and sometimes that's just the thing. Unfortunately, he just didn't really
It
have.
didn't
It
fit it.
wasn't him.
He
Um,
tried to like force himself onto the role. I feel like, you know what I mean, and then
yeah.
Cassandra kind of flowed into it. I don't know, man. I don't know. It
Well,
was
and,
weird.
like it seems like the female characters are kind of their focus. Because like when I saw the trailer for Valhalla and it was showing the DLC, it showed
Ivor
the
as the
girl
female.
Ivar.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Because then they
Hey,
brought Cassandra back.
welcome in, Seth. How you doing?
Sith.
I definitely
Hello.
agree with that. Um, as a, of course, lover of mythology as well, I really think that they not necessarily confused me, but I had to like definitely like cross-reference some things from the game, and I was like, this
Yeah.
is not it. But you know, as they say in every Assassin's Creed game, that they're made from a fictitious base, you know, and just it's a whole story in itself, and it's not meant to stick to anything per se.
Right.
So
Yeah. What
that's
would
one
you
of the
say your
things that I like, though.
this is my favorite question for all of our podcasts. What is your top 5 favorite?
Mm.
I will say that
Mm.
for every single podcast that we do is what is your top 5 favorite of said subject?
Gangster, bro. I love that. Especially because I honestly really only have 5 favorites for Assassin's Creed, so it's not even that hard. I think the hardest part of that would be putting which one of them at the top.
Yeah, that's the thing. You got to get the order of them.
I think
And like would you first before we do them, would you classify Brotherhood and Revelations as Assassin's Creed 2? Cuz technically they kind of are.
yeah, because Revelations is just that, you know, the revelations of the second one before you go into Brotherhood. So that's
Nope.
technically
Brotherhood and then Revelations.
damn it. Okay. You're right. Okay. So and then so Revelations has to be like everything in between the second Brotherhood. Yeah. That's
So
so that's so
so the
that's what
time
Revelations has to do with, right?
so the timeline for Revelations or for Assassin's Creed 2, it goes Assassin's Creed 2 is the younger and origin years of Ezio Auditore de Firenze. I have to throw his full name in there.
Yes.
Respect to the goat. And then it goes
Guido.
to Brotherhood when it's more on his I'd say his 30s, like
Hey,
his
thank you for the
adult
follow,
life.
Emma. I appreciate that.
And then once it hits to Revelations, he's probably hitting 40s to 50s in terms of age.
Yeah, because
And
he
that's
was
kind
really
of
old in Revelations when he meets
yeah.
Leonardo da Vinci. Um,
Nope. Da Vinci was in the second game. He met him as a
sure.
kid. Yeah. Wait.
No,
Yeah.
because I very distinctively remember. Oh no,
He
you're
was in
right.
the
I'm
second
confused.
one.
I'm confusing the second one with Revelations because I played Revelations at a weird time in my life. That is honestly my bad. See, Revelations is just a weird story, man. It's kind of like it's not necessarily like the side scroller Assassin's Creed, but it's like it's a saga. I want to say as
I
Ezio.
didn't even know there were a side scroller. I guess yeah, there was the China one.
Yeah, the Chronicles, Assassin's Creed Chronicles. There are a couple of those actually. I think there was one made for India, a couple other countries, if I'm not mistaken. Not
I
sure.
think yeah, no, there was an India one because then they're doing a new one that's set in Edo, Japan. And I believe they are
Project
doing
Red.
another. Yeah, they are doing another Chinese one. Um, and the new one, Mirage. I believe that's Persia. No, not Persia.
So
It's like relatively in that area, I think.
Mirage goes back to Baghdad, modern,
Oh, it's in
what would be
Baghdad.
modern day Baghdad. Yeah, so we're going. This is what I love, right? And we kind of veered off of the top 5 subject. So let's get back to the top 5s before we go into Mirage, because that's what
Yeah, we
I really
really
want to
just
do.
bridged
I
into
really want
that.
to. Mirage, bro, it's almost here. All right, okay. So top 5 for me, I'd have to say it at the 5 place would be. I'd say Origins.
For
Origins,
5?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's weird for me saying that because I actually really enjoyed the RPG mechanics. But upon playing the first Assassin's Creed and how, if I'm not mistaken, there's no difficulty setting, it goes hard. I kind of miss
Yeah.
that. And the whole leveling system, you know what I mean? That was kind of weird. But it's in my top 5 favorites because Egypt, bro. Oh,
That's true. The environment
oh,
of that was really cool. I did
really
enjoy
gangster.
Origins.
And then like at certain point when they just like a year or two in, they started those events, those boss fights that you go find in the desert, the fragments and the animus. That
Yep.
was sick. And it made me rage every morning before I had to go to work. So there's top 5 for me.
Focus.
Gotta turn off the autofocus, man.
Right?
Fucking.
Yeah. Oh god, it's still bad. Look at that.
Technical difficulties, man. Gotta love it.
Whatever. It'll focus itself later. Hello. I just look so sophisticated and fancy there.
Hello there.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh man.
Okay, so number 4.
Number 4. That's kind of hard. It's between Odyssey and Valhalla for me. I'm gonna kind of stick those in between each other if I can very sneakily do that. Because they're very similar, and that's just it though. They're very similar. It's not anything very different. They're good. They're good, bro. They're good. Okay, my top three, right? I would say Assassin's Creed 1, because that is just it's the story and how you get to see Altair develop as a person and begin to think as an independent thinker, which you're already supposed to be doing as an assassin, but to be like further expanding on that and questioning on if the assassins are like, you know what I mean, the good or the bad, or what the perspective really is, you know, kind of like a foreshadow to Rogue, you know, that there is assassins who gonna go fucking AWOL.
I totally forgot that Rogue was even existed.
Don't ever forget about Shay Cormac, mate. Don't ever forget about Shay Cormac.
Here, let me try this.
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. It's all focused and everything. All you had to do was turn it off and turn it back on. Typical IT support.
Yeah, I was about to say, if turning it on and off doesn't work, then you just gotta unplug it and plug that bitch in.
Yeah. All right, so now we're at number 2.
Number 2 would be Black Flag. Black Flag, hands down. It's not my favorite because my favorite is Assassin's Creed 3. I'm standing on that. No arguments.
Your list is very interesting.
My list is my list, and the list has been.
I approve and I also disapprove at the same time.
I know the only reason you disapprove, though, is because of Valhalla and Odyssey being tied for 4th.
Yeah. Okay, so my top 5, I would say number 1, Assassin's Creed 2.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna say Assassin's Creed 2 as a whole.
Revelations and Brotherhood, all that.
Yeah.
The saga.
The whole Ezio story.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I got you.
Number 2, I would say Assassin's Creed 3. I loved that the Civil War aspect and Connor and him being the son of a Templar. Spoiler alert. If you haven't played it by now,
it is 10 years old. Play it.
Yeah.
It's on PS4 Pro. It's remastered for the Switch. It's on Steam. Buy it anywhere.
Yeah. So, number 1, Assassin's Creed 2. Whole thing. Assassin's Creed 3.
Number 2, okay.
Assassin's Creed 4.
Number 3, okay. Wise choice.
Number 4 would I would say would be original Assassin's Creed.
Nice.
And then Valhalla, because I love Vikings.
Yes.
Vikings are freaking awesome.
And bro, let's just kind of put like a pinpoint on the dismemberment that they added into the game.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome.
Brother.
Notice how all of my favorites are from the early days of Assassin's Creed. Do you know why? Can you guess why?
You like the original combat play. You like
that is exactly style. It. I hate the RPG aspect of Assassin's Creed. After Assassin's Creed 4. Yeah, Assassin's Creed 4
kind of veered into it, and then Origins was like the first true like RPG aspect of the game.
But the second they added that, they lost their title of an Assassin's Creed game. Because like the whole point was you were literally an assassin. You could climb up at the top of a building and then like air assassinate a dude or something. And now it's like you try.
Sorry, no. Keep going.
I was gonna say you try and assassinate somebody, and it's like, oh, sorry, they're high level. You can't touch them. You could like poke them, and then they're gonna get really pissed off and lay hammering on you. And then unless you're higher level, and then they started to focus more on like you needed to be this level before you can even do a story mission. And for me, that just bothered me. I was in Assassin's Creed for the story. I didn't really like care so much for there to be side quests.
Weapons,
Like,
gear, whatnot.
yeah, like it's a cool aspect. I feel like they need to bring the combat. Like, I hope for Mirage they bring the combat system back of the old games, but bring in but keep the RPG aspect because you don't need to have both. The combat was so perfect. Everybody loved it. For all like the amount of videos I would see, um, Zerg, Assassin's Creed fell with Valhalla. Yes. Well, no, I think it fell with Odyssey. That's
Odyssey,
where
because I was
Odyssey
about to
really
say
went to
Origins
shit
still
the
had
bed.
that aspect, and I thought it was
Yeah.
super sick that Bayek, a former Medjay, betrayed
Yep.
by his fucking pharaoh. That was a great story. And then you throw in
Zerg just
Cassandra, who they'd found a broken spear of, supposedly this new protagonist that they added, Layla Hassan, who's an
yeah.
archaeologist working for Abstergo. It just Odyssey. Yes.
They so Zerg said Odyssey was the best in their opinion.
I love
Up there with
Odyssey.
Black
I
Flag.
love Odyssey, but it's not an Assassin's Creed in my opinion. It's
Yeah,
like World
the
of
title
Warcraft meets
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, the title Assassin's Creed ended with Connor in Assassin's Creed 3 because a lot of fans of Assassin's Creed series will call for Pirate Creed ship warfare
Sea of Thieves,
because
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, because like okay, the ship battle was fantastic. I
Great.
loved it
Is one
in
hurtful.
what was it, Black Flag? That's the word I'm trying to figure out.
The
Um
naval battles were just awesome,
yeah,
and the
it
whole
was
pirate
fantastic.
aspect was great. But
But you were not
again,
an assassin in
no,
that game.
you were
You
just
were just
somebody
you were
who's
a
dressed
pirate.
up as an assassin.
Yeah, you pretend you're an assassin, and then you're like, "Oh, let me see what the Templars are doing." And then you're just like,
That's not
"Nah,
good.
I'm just gonna play neutral. Like I'm
I
kind of a Templar, I'm kind of an assassin, but I'm just gonna like go that little line in between,
It's no goddamned wonder that his son ended up being a Templar. Just
right?"
saying.
And then his grandson becoming
Yes.
an assassin.
And Shay, I don't think Shay was related to Edward, but he, interestingly enough, went along the same timeline as Black Flag.
Wasn't wasn't he also a Templar though?
Shay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Shay was an assassin turned Templar at the very exact same time that Edward took his journey.
Okay.
Super crazy little interlooping of a story there. That's why it
You know,
released at the same time as Unity, because they were like, it's kind of a side story.
some two underdogs. Let's see. As Rick says, poured so many hours into Black Flag. Same here, honestly. But two underdogs of the Assassin's Creed series, I would say, is Assassin's Creed Liberation. Came out the same time as Assassin's Creed 3. And that was more in like New Orleans, I think it was. And it came out on the PS Vita. And I was surprised at how good that was. I wouldn't say Syndicate. I love the vibe of Syndicate. Could not get attached to the story. I stopped playing it. But the other
Really?
one, yeah. But the other underdog I was gonna say is Assassin's Creed Freedom Cry.
Yes. I
That
have yet to really play that side story yet, but
I
the
think his
fact
name
that
was Adewale
Adewale,
or something. Yeah.
yes,
His big ass sword was so cool.
he's by far the best sidekick in the Assassin's Creed series, honestly.
Yeah. Also showing
100%.
some love to that side of culture
Oh yeah.
was very much appreciative. I made it so hard on me by working backwards in my second playthrough backwards.
Well,
That seemed
they had a lot of culture differences in just that little storyline. Like you said, they had Assassin's Creed 3 released at the same time as Liberation. And if you
yeah.
had I think it's Assassin's Creed 3 on the PlayStation 3, or like at some point they released a DLC for it where you could play as Adeline, who partners up with Connor actually up in Canada or somewhere in
Yeah.
the 13 colonies, and um just kind of rock their shit. It was
I
super
believe
cool
he
side
is
story.
actually in the main game as well of Liberation,
That's super
and that
dope.
the DLC was Connor. I think it was. I don't remember. I might have been Connor's perspective
No, it
of
was
that
from
scene.
Adeline's. It was from Adeline's, but you get to like Connor sends you a note or something asking you for his help as he's occupied with the revolution and the ending of Assassin's Creed 3 essentially.
Okay,
It
because I
was
remember there was some kind
oh,
of weird tie-in between the two games.
mhm.
Because I'm pretty sure he did appear in the base game of Liberation before they did a DLC for it.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, with Mirage
Making me
coming
want to
out
play
though.
Black Flag. Good. That is the meaning of this. You got to get
100%.
everybody all hyped up for games that have just kind of faded off into and like the background of their bookcase.
Yes, definitely check up on those backlogs, you guys.
Yeah.
400 some odd games in mine alone. So,
I don't even want to look at how many games I have. Like I there's between the PlayStation and Xbox, it's a lot.
Steam. Oh my god. So with the talks of right getting hyped for new games and whatnot, what are your expectations for Mirage? I know we kind of touched on like you hope they return to the old gameplay mechanics or like combat at least.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um
do you,
Definitely the combat with the counter button. That was probably one of my favorite things in they amplified it more in Brotherhood, where like
yes,
you counter and then you kind of move your analog stick to the next side and you could trail that counter into another enemy and
dude, the
one tap
chain
them.
attacks in that game were
Oh,
insane. You could just speed run, like truthfully.
yeah. I'm trying to think. I want them to focus more on the story. I don't want them to focus too much on like their RPG aspect. And like I know they're gonna still do it. They're gonna do a bunch of side quests. I just hope that you don't have to be a certain level to do the main story. I feel like the
Yeah,
main story needs to be more of a linear thing.
more fleshed out, and you don't have to
Yeah,
like go out and search out other things to level up. I got you
and
on that
make it
one.
more straightforward. Like I found with Valhalla, I'm still roaming around trying to upgrade my settlement, and like I finished the Sons of Ragnar quest, and then I was going to do another one, and then all of a sudden their event quests intertwined and made me lose track of where I was. Because for me, I play multiple games like at the same time. I don't really focus on one for such a long time, except for Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Mhm.
um, but when I came back into Valhalla, I'm like, what's going on? There's this Easter event or a Christmas event, and then I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what was my main story? And so haven't even touched Valhalla in such a while. When I go into it, I'm basically just raiding around until I get
Yeah,
bored.
they definitely. I feel like replayability needs to be brought back 100%. So
Yeah,
I can go back. Like I'm sure any of the people watching here too can say this as well. So you can go back and play your favorite Assassin's Creed, whether it be the third one, first one, the fucking Ezio trilogy, like you were saying, Black Flag. All of those, in my opinion, are 100% replayable up until the Kenway timeline dies down. Even Syndicate, I found Syndicate to be really enjoyable from a different perspective, though. It's not
yeah,
an Assassin's Creed game.
right. And like I enjoyed Syndicate. I will admit that Syndicate was a lot of fun.
The steampunk aspect, that
Um,
was great.
it was cool. I loved the cane sword. That thing was that was my weapon of choice. It was so cool.
I would mess with the kukri, and I would just run around
Oh,
shooting
those are
people with
good too.
bullets.
Yeah. Um, so we're just saying we need to go and that they would like them to go back to the 3 and 4 era. I feel like we're all on the same page with that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And that's why it's so exciting with Mirage, though, is they're going back to the roots. I don't know if anybody has played Valhalla or anything, but essentially in the beginning of this story, it's not too much of a spoiler, so I hope this is accepted. There's an assassin by the name of Basim. You meet
yeah,
him, or rather your brother of Ivor's brother meets him, and they're in cahoots, They his brother realizes what the assassins are trying to do, and he's more interested in like the great treasure that Basim keeps talking about, which is of course, as we all know, the observatory, apple or pieces of Eden, so on and so forth. Um, so that's how that timeline begins. But that now we're going back to where Basim and how his story began in Baghdad, apparently. Um, so that it not only has me excited because we've already heard a lot of um, rumors and hearsay that they're going to the original roots. You know what I mean? Like you said, I could still expect the side quest, collectibles, everything like that.
Yeah.
That's still a part of Assassin's Creed. Upon playing the first one back, there wasn't too many side things to do. There was just like being a vigilante essentially, saving
Yeah, and it
citizens
was
and
like it was free roam, but it was very much linear.
oh yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
They wouldn't let you necessarily go to a part. You still had the DNA block prohibiting you to go to a certain part of the
Yeah.
city until you play the whole fucking game again. So
Like,
so
and what was it saying? Pre-order Valhalla and regretted it in the past 2 hours. Yep. Um, with Valhalla and like also with Mirage, since we're talking about that too, I hope they don't do another Asgard story kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Where you have Ivar's story, and then all of a sudden you're playing in Asgard. I feel like that was completely unnecessary.
it was
Like, you don't.
unnecessary but still cool to see. I do like
Oh yeah,
I feel like there's a place for those things. If they didn't tie it to the original story, they should make it not necessarily a DLC, but I would be okay with it being like a $15-$20 DLC, especially with the
yeah.
size of Asgard and like the DLCs in Odyssey. I hadn't played too many of those, but those were really cool, and they didn't necessarily tie into the main story per se, besides like the one with Atlantis. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that just would have been a better move instead of implementing it in the base game. Like,
Mhm.
100%, I agree with you. It should have been a DLC.
The same thing as Freedom Cry. It's not like you get to switch between Adewale and Edward in that game. You
Right.
play through Edward's story, and then if you wanted to, it's optional. You can play through Adewale's story.
Exactly.
I think they should have done that. I think it would have worked. And if history has shown anything, people will pay for that type of thing if it's done properly, if it's done correctly. And it's super cool that they still tried to implement it and have that kind of free expansion, but it doesn't fit, like you were saying. All of a
Yeah.
sudden you're fighting in Asgard and you're a fucking Avenger. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just
Like,
flying off of a 50-foot
I have
building, and you
yeah,
could
like
just kill everyone.
the second I got in there, I played through a number of Asgard missions, and then I was like, okay, how the hell do I get out of here? And I figured it out. I'm like, all right, I'm not going back. And like the Odyssey DLC, I haven't even tried it because, quite frankly, I played maybe I want to say maybe 5 hours of Odyssey
Since you
just
like
adding in
mythology
that.
so much, that is the only reason I'd say tackle it, bro. Go after it. I
Okay,
purchased let me nerd out real quick. Where is it?
because like I have all of the Assassin's Creeds. I bought the bundle. It came with Valhalla, the PS5 version, and then it came with all the PS4 versions of Odyssey, Origins. Um, yeah, those ones. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more than that.
Oh my god, this is so hard to take out. Okay, okay, I finally got it. Sorry about that.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Yes, I collect the Steelbook editions of Assassin's Creed. I have Origins, Odyssey, as well as Valhalla. However, my
Did
homie
they
has
they did a
Valhalla.
Valhalla one?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It looks super sick. My friend has it right now, so I can't unfortunately showcase it. But of course, with Mirage coming out, I definitely pre-ordered my collector's edition. So you can already
Nice.
bet that I'll have all of the DLC if they have any for Mirage. The Steelbook edition, the statuette that it comes with. I'm hyped. Oh.
One another it's not about Mirage, but I guess kind of. It's kind of like a feature I want in Mirage, or at least a future Assassin's Creed game, maybe Code Red. or Project Red.
Project
Um,
Red. See, and that's like I wanted to like touch
like
up on that a little bit too because like you said it's supposed to release for it's supposed to be like another side scroller, but
I don't think it actually
supposedly
is.
I was about to say supposedly it's supposed to be an actual full-fledged game to the Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
franchise set in Japan, which has me so
which
hyped,
with that one,
boy.
I hope because for me, I loved Unity. I know a lot of people were like iffy on it. They either hated it or they loved it.
Mhm.
I loved Unity. Story was decent. I wouldn't say it was great, but the multiplayer was fantastic.
A
The
lot of
amount of
people say the
times it
parkour was
was
great too.
parkour was way better than any of the Assassin's Creed put together. I
Wow.
like
Even the
they
newer
did it,
ones?
even the newer
Because I like the
ones.
newer ones. Okay. Oh.
Thing is, the what I liked about or not Odyssey, Unity's um parkouring, when you're running up, like, remember where there was the hold the trigger, press A or X, whatever it was. Circle was to go descend. So instead of just always having that one sprint button and free run, it was X or A was going to be up, and then circle or B was going to be down. And so it was easier to kind of like have your movements nice and like smooth,
Yeah.
as
Okay.
opposed to any of the other games.
I like that then.
I also feel like you can't run as fast in Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla. I feel like you're just kind of like a running like tank in like World of Warcraft.
You're just Naruto running everywhere. All right. All right.
Japan was a stretch depending on the era. I think it'd be pretty good. I think there's a lot that happens in Japan.
There is a
Um,
lot, especially like
like a lot
not even
of
touching on
historical
feudal
events.
Japan.
Yeah,
There's Ghost of
and which I
Tsushima,
think,
that touched on that. Sekiro Dies Twice.
oh,
There are a
fantastic.
lot of Nioh 2, there's a lot of good Japanese or samurai oriented stealth like games that have done wonderful in the past. And I have honestly been waiting for Assassin's Creed slash Ubisoft to do fucking something about it. To be a competitor against Ghost of Tsushima. I have died a
They can't.
thousand times on that game, bro.
They
Okay?
can't compete for Ghost of Tsushima.
They can't, but I want them to.
That's true. They will get demolished because you know what's going to happen. It's going to get close to being better than Ghost of Tsushima, and then was it Sucker Punch? I think made it. They're going to be like, we should do a second game.
There's already
Just
rumors to be a second one, just saying.
yeah. Oh, I've seen it. I'm really happy about it because that game was so good.
I need to get back into that series. I do apologize for anyone wanting to see me torture myself again.
But
Oh man.
I don't know.
Was
I like
so no, go ahead.
no, go. I was just reading my chat. Zerx just said I think Japan is much of a stretch for me.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, I've always loved the Deadliest Warrior, right? That show is sick. And one of the things that like always um like interests me or grabs in my mind in a show like that or a franchise like Assassin's Creed is going back in a simulation kind of base, right? To see kind of like a what if scenario, or that's essentially what video games are in general, or any type of entertainment is to kind of get lost in reality. So to go back into a very aesthetically pleasing setting of Japan, whether it be um, when they're rising up, detaching themselves from the samurai, the whole ninja uprising. I could see that happening where like a
Oh
ninja
yeah.
assassin turned assassin. Um, there's a lot of opportunities there. I don't know too much about Japanese history per se, other than what I've looked up on like Ghost of Tsushima, which is an actual event. I did look
Yeah.
that up, and
I remember hearing about that one.
the Mongols invaded the island of Tsushima back in the 12th century. Whole tsunami wiped out the fleets. I mean, what luck? And it happened twice.
Yeah. One thing I
So,
hope if they do like when they do the Japan game, I want voice actors in Japanese.
Yes, So that's one of the things that I do on Ghost of Tsushima. I don't. The English voice actors sound weird to me, so
I didn't
I
mind it.
always had
I
it in
played
Japanese
through it on
dialogue.
English first,
Oh, really?
and then second playthrough I went through Japan or Japanese.
Japanese dialogue stays on for me. The Kurosawa mode was a little bit of an add-on to torture myself more. But it still looks good. Honestly, in the black and white mode, I really prefer
Let
it
me
like
see
that.
if you know your history. Why did the Mongol ships sink? I think you already said that. It was because of the tsunami.
And it's because of the tsunami, but I don't know if you're
Yeah.
um
Unless
I
there's
don't know
some
if you're
technical
pertaining
difficulties about the
I
ships.
was about to say I don't know if you're pertaining to the design of the ships or not. Which is understandable. If you'd played through Ghost of
Oh, ship
Tsushima,
design.
yeah. They were
It was made of clay.
that would explain it. What
But
can you expect? It's 12th
yeah,
century history. They didn't have anything
I
perfect.
yeah, I don't know a lot of history when it comes to all that and culture and stuff. I
Well,
just know video games.
speaking of history though, and of course Assassin's Creed,
Yeah.
um, what would your top three like history topics be, or timelines that you would want to see implemented into an Assassin's Creed series, or something along those lines? We've already touched on industrial revolution within England, London and Syndicate,
Yeah.
the Revolutionary War in 3, the Caribbean pirates, or Caribbean pirates, if you will, from 4. What would you like to see
Mm.
from Assassin's Creed?
Oh, that's a hard one.
It is. It is.
Because like I said, I'm
Japan,
not good
man.
with history. Um, honestly, I don't even know. I kind of want to see a modern day like story with the assassins. Um,
Okay.
oh, ads. Um, but I also want to see more on the Civil War. I feel like if they did another um Assassin's Creed game kind of about another assassin during the Civil War period.
During the Civil War, that'd be pretty cool.
It's like Connor hit him, he was on one side of things. I kind of want to see um what happened after Connor
So,
or even before Connor.
are you talking about the Revolutionary War or the Civil War?
I don't know.
Revolutionary War is what we had seen in 3. We haven't seen anything about that era, like the Civil War era, or anything based in the United States since then. So, I think a Civil War idea would be really cool, like the Battle of Gettysburg. That kind of those along the lines.
Yeah, because like it's hard with Assassin's Creed because it's all like swords and hidden blades. So if you do present day, you can't really also do that because everyone's just going to have a gun and they're going to point it at you and be like, "All right, bang, there's a dead assassin." Um,
Hitman's a thing, man.
yeah, but
With the gyro.
Assassin's Creed and Hitman is completely
No, I know, I
different.
know, I know, I know.
But
That's why I don't think they're gonna do a modern day one though.
yeah, they
They just
hinted at it, like they did a decent job with Desmond, which that is
that was
also a
cool.
trigger for me. I hated that they just like they had Desmond's story and then they just kind of threw it out the window. I'm like, yeah, he's dead.
Well, in my opinion, I think that they were trying to kill the series and go to another route. Um, that's all speculation, you know what I mean, or my opinion.
Right.
Um, what I think they should have done, if that was their original plan, was, obviously after the events of Assassin's Creed 3, go off into another kind of franchise, not even called Assassin's Creed, made by the same company, kind of have the same Abstergo linear story, so it's kind of tied into Assassin's Creed universe, but it's not called Assassin's Creed. And then they can really open up the opportunities for going back in time, setting up, the Assassin's Creed versus Templars, or like the good versus evil, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, because they've definitely forgot about the Templars
Well,
in the other
it's
Assassin's
not
Creed.
even necessarily that. I would say whoever the antagonist is within that game is just labeled a Templar, and it's like, oh, okay, well, cool. It's nothing like Assassin's Creed 1, where you're literally like in the Third Crusade fighting the Knights of Templar, Knights of Hospitalier, the
Yeah,
Teutonic Order, like real things that actually existed, bro. Like you can look these things up and they are real. You know what I mean? Not necessarily the events, but these groups of people, you know, the civilizations at least that they focused on.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Trying to think what other eras they could do. Like I honestly think there isn't that many other eras they could really do, other than kind of doing one they've done but slightly different.
I'm gonna history nerd out real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
French Indian War. I think the French
French
Indian
Indian.
War, yes, because it's essentially the war that uh it kind of it doesn't necessarily lead to the Revolutionary War, but is definitely a major turning point for like the French versus British British
British.
the French versus British history. It's very interesting to learn about the French and Indian War. And the
Okay.
7 Year War, you know, those kinds of just like little historical events, you know, that have taken place. You know, they can definitely touch on that and make a game out of it. I'm not necessarily saying that they should, but they could, you know, much like Assassin's Creed 3. I think that's why I want to see something from that era, is because uh the third one just holds a dear place in my heart.
So Rick was saying something about the Pacific Pirates as a potential.
That could be super cool. You could go around um the pirate lore, you know, Blackbeard, obviously, the more famous pirates of timelines, you know, or stories passed on. I don't really know too much about pirate folklore or anything other than like Blackbeard, you know, the most famous pirate ever to exist. But
Yeah,
I think that would be super cool. They can touch on uh, there's there's always conflict within the British and Indian um or not uprising, but like the Indian revolt to the British, you know, that would be super cool to see.
like native. Sorry, are you saying native Indians?
No. In Eastern Asia, sorry. Eastern Asia.
Okay.
It was during the times of the Eastern Asia Trading Company. Sorry.
Oh,
It's very,
English is hard. It's
it
okay.
is. It is. It's kind of like what you see in Pirates of the Caribbean and just in Assassin's Creed 4 in general, you know? How there's different quite literal empires just kind of fighting for the world, you know, and India was under the control of Britain for a very long time and won their, you know, independence, I believe, in the 18th century, 17th, something like that, bro. It was uh it's a very interesting storyline that they could definitely make a game out of. I would say that one would be more believable and
Ooh.
100% acceptable uh rather than the French Indian War or 7 Years War.
I like this suggestion here that I see in the comments. The rise of the Roman Empire. I feel like that would be really cool. Because like we didn't
Ooh.
see that at all. We saw Italy,
Mm.
we saw a little bit of some Romans, but it was more so Greek and
Yo,
Italians.
I
So the rise of
really
the
like that.
Roman Empire would be really cool.
That'd be super sick.
That's a good suggestion. I like that one.
Because in Odyssey, you you really see um Odyssey goes before Origins. It goes along the same lines or same timeline as Valhalla, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
Which is
the other
like
way around. I think Origin is the same as
Origins takes
is
place in 49 BC or 49
really
AD. Oh yeah, yeah. Valhalla as well as Odyssey take place way before Origins, which is
interesting.
stupid if
Yeah,
you think about it too,
that's really weird.
because Origin was supposed to be the origin story of
And
Assassin's
if
Creed.
was the guy from Valhalla, I forgot his name, started with a B.
Basim.
Yeah. So how is he an assassin? How does he have assassin robes? If Bayek is supposed to be the founder of the assassin order.
I wasn't trying to find plot holes, but looks like we found one.
Right? And like especially with Mirage. So now Mirage is like not the origin.
I gotta fact check myself too, because I gotta see if this is right. Because the like now that I'm thinking about it, that is
The big plot hole.
how the fuck did we not notice that when we were talking about it? What? When does Valhalla take place? No.
He's like, you sure? Because the pyramids in the state they are in and origins is around 10,000 BC. That's what
No.
they say. All the fast typing. Oh my goodness.
I type fast. Yeah, no, it took place in 49, 43 BC, which if you go through BC, it goes backwards. AC
Okay.
Valhalla takes place in 800 AD, and Odyssey takes place in, I believe, 400, something like that. So Valhalla does take place after Origins. So let me see when Odyssey takes place. So Basim, that storyline is at least chronological, you know.
That's good.
Yeah. But
You're
Odyssey,
ready to send a letter.
yeah, no, I was just Ubisoft. What the? um, so Odyssey takes place in 400 BC, around then, which explains why you're not necessarily an assassin, but more rather just a demigod superhero.
Yeah. That's great.
Um,
Because like let's just forget about the name of the game.
I had to look that up real quick. Sorry. Um, I really I really think that they could do it, like the uprising of the Roman Empire, especially because it would still be uh it would still kind of be linear to the story that they've set out in Origins. Because in Origins, you see Cleopatra, Marcus Aurelius, huge historical characters that are around the time of the Roman Empire and uh, their beginning. Not even necessarily their beginning. I would say this is a couple of centuries into their expansion campaign. They've already been through a lot um, as a country or faction at that point in history. Sorry, I'm a nerd. I am a full 100% nerd. If you cannot get
I'm
me
just
started on
enjoying this.
on history, I will like go down a deep rabbit hole even if I have to go on to Google to do that. I just woo.
Zerg said, look up when Cleopatra lived.
got you.
Because she's an ad person.
Whoop, not
Hmm.
that.
Oh, or ad or AD? But yeah, no, honestly, I'm like looking at all this and like you talking about this. I'm like, this is gonna literally be you. Like, I'm gonna be you when we get to the anime topic.
Yeah, because I'll just kind of be
You're
sitting
just
there
gonna be like,
like I don't know what you're talking about.
oh, don't worry. We have discussions after this podcast. Sorry.
Hmm. So Cleopatra was born in 70/69 BCE and died in 30 BCE.
Spoilers. Interesting.
Yep.
Very interesting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Apparently, what other Assassin's Creed games there were? There were Bloodlines. That was a PSP Assassin's Creed. That was more. That was a
That was one of the
continuation
side
of Altair, I
scrollers.
think.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah. That was with
Oh,
Altair.
okay. I
Um,
never played that one.
I saw it. I don't think I have ever played it. I may have played it, but not a lot.
Okay. I see they came out with an Assassin's Creed movie, and that was kind of
Because
like more along the lines of modern day assassin adaptation.
As a movie, it was good.
I was gonna
As an
say
Assassin's Creed movie, no.
no. Understandable. I'd say my opinion is the same. I liked the movie, but the whole time I was like, this is an Assassin's Creed.
I forget that I have it sometimes. Like I'll look at through all my DVDs and shit, and I'll be like, oh, right, there was Assassin's Creed movie, and I bought it. When was this?
When was this? I think it came out in 2015.
I think so.
Almost a decade ago already.
That's it feels really weird. 'Cause I'm pretty sure that's when I finished college.
Assassin's Creed 1, fun fact, was added onto Steam in 2007 or 2006. Something like that.
Really?
So, it is almost a 20-year-old game.
Wait. I'm fact
Because
searching this.
it came out. It came out when the original PS3 came out, bro. It was like one of the first games that came out with it, and the original PS3 released in like 2006. It's hard being old, man. Lose track of time and shit.
It really is hard being old. It hurts. Let's see. 2007. Wow. And then 2008 for the second game. Or sorry, 2009 for the second game. And then they're like, yo, 2009, 2010, 2011. There's Ezio's whole trilogy.
And then the third one came out in 2012. I remember that very distinctively because it came out the same year.
Right, they
Black
were
Ops 2
very
came out.
yearly.
Yep.
And then Unity came at the same time as
Yeah, it was
Rogue.
only very recently that they went to a 2-year production or 3-year production model because there was a lot of scrutiny with Syndicate as well as Unity upon release that it was just a broken, buggy game. The same scrutiny as any other fucking game that releases nowadays, which is neither near nor there.
So I have their apparently this is a chronological order list that's already been done.
Ooh.
So it's Odyssey to from 431 BC to 422 BC.
Yep.
Ancient
Then
Greece.
Origins, then
Yep.
Valhalla.
Then Origins. Nope. Origins 49 BC to 44 BC. Ancient Egypt. And then it'll be Mirage.
Yeah.
861 to be TBA. Baghdad. And then it is Valhalla, 872 to 878, England and Norway. Assassin's Creed 1, 1191 on the Holy Land of Acre, Damascus. Yep, Damascus and Jerusalem. Okay, so that was just my stream elements talking. Then we've got Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, ranging from 1476 all the way up to 1512.
I was gonna say, they follow his whole story.
Yeah, it was gonna show it has 2 Brotherhood and Revelations, so I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna say the beginning of 2 and then end of Revelations. Then it's Black Flag, then Rogue, and then Assassin's Creed 3, and then Unity. So Unity is the one game. I don't see Syndicate. Oh, there we go. There it is. I just had to scroll down a little bit. Syndicate. So Syndicate is the most recent one. And then it goes to Unity in terms of timing.
Okay.
Unity was 1789 to 1794. And then Syndicate was 1868. Yeah.
That's kind of nutty, actually.
Crazy. There's a lot of Assassin's Creed games.
Oh yeah, that I can't wait for this next one for more to come out. I just really wish that they would like branched off, got away from it.
It's honestly so funny that the quality of their games dropped when they started taking their time making the game.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember it being like this, but now looking back, I'm like, wow, they were pumping out games like every single year.
They're competing with
and
COD.
They were good.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, I think where did they stop? Origins. they took a 2-year gap between 2015 and then 2017 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
For DLC of Syndicate, it didn't show on the list for the DLC.
The World War II DLC or World War One DLC for Syndicate is definitely a must play. That is sick.
World War One.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, it's
The only one I saw that was kind of interesting was the Jack the Ripper.
No, there's a World War One DLC.
Maybe I will take a look at that.
It's fire. They're I feel like, what was I gonna say? Damn, I lost it right as I was gonna start it. No.
They're saying you play as the sister's daughter.
No.
Was it Eva Frey or granddaughter?
No.
That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
No.
Why you look so sad?
Because I forgot.
You look like somebody just like popped your balloon or like took your chocolate bar away from you.
They did. Yeah, they popped my think bubble. I don't know, man.
That's okay. You play as the offspring of Eva Frey. Okay, cool. Just read in the chat.
You good? You good.
Yeah. Do you have anything else really to go for it, or shall we end this third episode?
All I'm really gonna say is I love Assassin's Creed. It's my favorite subject.
Yep.
And they've done some weird things, you know? They've done some weird things. I'm really hoping I'm really hoping that Mirage kind of opens up a new opportunity, a new expansion, just like they're hoping that with Mirage. Or not Mirage, with Origins. Because you could kind of see that they're trying to reset it, you know, bring it back to an original story and then expand from that. And then it didn't really work for them.
Yeah.
So hopefully Mirage does that in a better way.
It looks like they kind of are taking, at least like this is just people kind of, this is your, wait, what? Oh, sorry, that was really tripping me out. In chat, you're like, this is your friend, and completely off topic from Assassin's Creed. Which friend? Be more specific. But I was gonna say in the trailer for Mirage, they took a lot of things out of the older Assassin's Creeds. I forgot which ones it was, but I know they took a scene for sure from Assassin's Creed 4's trailer. Yep. If you can, or if I find the video, I'll send it to you. And there's like a side-by-side analysis of the similarities. You're doing it right now, aren't you?
No.
Let me know if you find it. There's a game you might like because it involves medieval stuff. Games called Medieval Dynasty. I've heard of that.
Peggy.
Oh no. I'm very picky with games. Also, Zelda has my entire attention now.
Okay, I found it.
Are we watching it?
We are watching it.
All right.
18.
Peggy.
Basim, Ebne Ishaq. Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were?
I am.
I like that they brought that voice actress.
Yes. And it looks so good too. Oh.
Ready to sacrifice everything you held close.
I am.
Are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
Yes, cut my finger off, please.
No, that's what I keep forgetting about. It's the sacrifice. Oh no. Yes!
Out of the
Oh, that's so
dark,
sick.
You will come into the light.
Hopefully some dual wield action from what I see.
Oh, yes. Ooh. The setting looks really cool.
And from the light, you will return to the dark.
Oh, the quality of the stream is really bad.
Yeah, it's not the best. Sorry about that, guys. It's on 720p, which I don't... Oh. There we go. A little bit better, maybe?
Tenets you have sworn to uphold.
Okay. It may be Discord's end.
Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent.
Discord be doing that.
Hide in plain sight.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. See, this is what we've needed.
You're telling me this doesn't give you Ezio vibes?
This gives me huge Ezio vibes. I'll tie it all the way. Ooh.
I hope this game goes good because this trailer is fantastic.
Oh my god.
From this day forward, you are a hidden one.
So that's consistent with their origins. I like that.
Ezio's literal song.
The feather! The feather! Brother! Oh shit. Okay. A little bit of foreshadow there.
Assassin's Creed Mirage, coming 2023.
Oh, we know, baby. Oh, we know.
Trying to think if I could find the video here.
Okay, not gonna lie, I had not seen the that trailer until now, and
Here, I'm gonna send you this link,
I'm ready.
and then
I'm ready. Oh, it's this one, huh? All right, bet.
You are
Uh,
a hidden one.
YouTube go berserk. Okay, thank you. Let's to work properly. Turn it on 1080p. Back that up. Share the screen. Dude, I'm so hyped for this. Watching that trailer and then and then the consistencies between origins, you know, and becoming the hidden one, right?
right.
And the feather, you know, just because I'm playing through the first one and that was like such a big symbol of like you confirming your target essentially and setting them free into the afterlife, you know. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You are a hidden one.
I don't know if this might be it. Okay,
That's it. Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, bravo! What an impressive display. A pity you could not let your father live to see it. As for your mother, once I've dealt with you, I promise I'll give her my full
I remember this trailer. This is awesome. Leonardo da Vinci made that for him too.
Yes. Yes.
So like seeing that is just like, okay, we're getting the same vibes. I'm liking it.
I am even more hyped for this game.
Right?
I cannot express well, I've already expressed my excitement. I cannot contain my my excitement. Oh Lord. I think it comes out in August, August 2023. Hey, what's up, Curly Knox? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, August 2023. Let me look that up real quick.
I will definitely be picking that up.
Dude, if you can, pick up the collector's edition. I mean, I don't know if that's your thing, but like, it comes with some really cool stuff.
I don't know, collector's editions, I feel like they've just been dying out. Also, Zerk wanted me to say that there is a game you might like because it involves medieval stuff, and it is called Medieval Dynasty.
Medieval Dynasty. That sounds interesting. I'll definitely check that out. I've played games like Dynasty Warriors. Of course, I'm a huge Total War fan. Those kinds of games, and obviously Assassin's Creed. So
yeah,
I'll definitely check that out. Chivalry 2 has my interest, and the Swords. I have yet to check those kinds of games out. Well, we have officially run our episode's time course.
Yes, sir. We have. Well, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and thank you for all the viewers that are watching this on either Spotify or YouTube. If you haven't already, if you're here, drop a like on both of our YouTubes. They'll be posted up on our description, and I will also be posting up our Spotify link. I will send you the Spotify link as well, Don. I don't know if I sent it to you or not.
You sent me the podcast link. I got it.
Perfect. But yeah, so stay tuned. If you ever want to watch it off stream, or if you do want to see it live, then we usually streaming them on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don, what is that your time?
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Perfect.
Time.
So this is my Nindo way, as I am the Weeb.
And I am the Don. I don't have my lightsaber, unfortunately.
That's okay. You're the nerd.
I'll just grab this one if I can, just and I'm pretty nerdy, We'll see you guys next one. Like he said, we'll catch you guys on YouTube, Spotify, if you didn't catch us live.
Adios and have a good one.
Bye.
All right, perfect.
Fan free.